All my girlfriends are always complaining about the same thing. Useless men, bro. How can you be useless?
Damn, I'm seeing like a lot of girls are grinding, bro. There's a few shorties I know, like they have 2-3 jobs, like they're on a clock, bro. They're doing all this and this. The niggas are bro. Those have nothing going on, bro. They're not working. Like they're not nothing. Like there's like nothing at all going on. It's just like I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like what happened to the boys, man? We gotta. You feel me? Mentality and mindset is very important to success. But you have to understand. You also have to wake up out of bed, get the up and try and do some. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about just posting it. Like, you have to work. You have to do something. Try. That's another thing I noticed within the younger generation of guys. A lot of guys that get this rush off of like these little dopamine hits off of like pretending to be that. But it's like, I knew it was coming, bro.
Miss Jada.
All right, talk to me, bro. Let's hear it, bro.
Formerly known as Devil's Incarnate.
Let's hear it, man.
Most people that know me know I hate this woman. Everything that comes out of her mouth just doesn't make sense. But I was listening to what she was saying. I'm just like, I can understand her point of view. If you're going to tell me this was your best friend, I can understand why you don't want to let it go. This was my best friend. Died before time. It's not like he just died of old age. It's like, this still hurts. I think I understand that part. Now on to Will.
What would you say the difference in dynamic is between someone like Will and Jada and LeBron and Savannah?
You are now listening to the BlackerTheBerry, the sweeter the juice.
Well, let's record, I think.
What was that? Your name now. You just say your name. Why you have to try? So DX, and then you say I'm sure.
This thing, you're like, you want the best of 3 worlds. Like
You're scaring me. Now I understand why the girls are running away. Because all this time I've been thinking girls are crazy. Now it makes sense. Keyshawn.
I just don't remember.
you will remember.
No,
do you know how powerful Drake and Blade was?
Yeah, especially at that time.
Exactly.
No, I've definitely seen it. I think I just don't remember.
You would remember.
You said shit.
if you watch Blade,
no, I have.
Don't come and lie now.
No, it's not about lying. I think I have. Like, I just feel like I have. I would have watched that. I'm watching it.
Anyways, welcome to another special episode, guys. I'm your host DX.
Straight up in the cut, you know what it is.
AKA Nelly. We see. What happens to your face? Do you know I have one pimple that just doesn't want to go away?
Oh.
It's just spoiling my market, bro. Shit.
You'll be alright.
Spoiling my market. Nah, man. What's popping?
Nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? Grinding. You know what I'm saying? Unruly brand.
It's back.
Yeah.
After 3-year hiatus.
Yeah.
Make sure the mic is close to you, bro.
You know what?
This guy, you're acting sexy for the mic. Do the other button. So the one where your hand is on the other side. Yeah. That allows you to extend the clip.
I didn't realize how quiet I was. Until like I was hanging out with a shorty, right? And it was like so we had to be quiet. And like we were just chilling in her room. And like
she was struggling.
Like we were playing the podcast, so we were watching it back.
Oh,
and I couldn't hear myself.
You see.
Like we could hear you but I couldn't hear that's when I realized how quiet my voice, like how it sounded.
No. It's how far away you are from that mic, bro.
You want to extend it more?
Huh?
Or you think it's good from here?
Oh, you can. So turn the base of it so it's pretty much flat towards you. No, as in like, so the 3 legs, 2 legs should be close to you rather than 1. Okay. Yeah, so that allows it to be closer to you, and then put your legs over. Yeah. There you go. You see, make sure you're romancing the mic, bro.
Sometimes I feel like I lean into it too much, you know, when I just.
No, sometimes you do when you're getting passionate. Then you lean in. Yeah. When you're whispering to those, you're.
Stop. I just remember that. I was like, oh, it's funny that he's talking about.
So what happened to your face now? Does one of your babes bite you?
Maybe.
Yeah?
I just cut it. It's all good. Hopefully it heals properly because I actually have a scar here.
Doing what?
Huh? I was
bondage.
Bondage? Are you crazy? Do I look like you, bro? Nah, bro. I was just cooking and I cut myself. Yeah, happens, you know. When you're passionate about
cooking.
Yeah, when you're passionate about cooking.
Yeah,
you know, there's something about cooking, bro. It's therapeutic, bro. I swear.
Yeah.
Cooking is therapeutic.
Like the only time you see me cook is if I'm stressed.
Yeah.
So that's like those times when I used to video. That was just when I was stressed. When life is holding me by the neck, I'll go and cook. It just releases, you know. I start feeling like, you know, future, my husband mode, you know, house husband.
Aren't you always in that mode?
Huh?
Aren't you always in that mode?
24/7. Speaking of...
Yeah, tell us about how you're romantic. You were telling me about that in the car.
It was.
So tell us about it.
I need to actually do some lessons, bro, for some guys, bro. Like...
You don't like it?
Romanticism 101. Don't be an idiot. Bro. Don't be a waste man, bro. How... Especially some of these fraud man. Bro, you have so much money that's not yours. Why are you being stingy? Do you know the funny thing is, I heard the stereotype of fraud guys is that they're stingy. How? It's not even your peas. How are you stingy, bro? But yeah, man, I think I might need to open a course on how to be romantic.
Be a romantic with dogs 101.
You know? Yeah. I think I might need to, bro, because some people are lacking.
Hey, man, look, I learned everything I know from you, so... I feel like I wasn't like a romantic, but like, you know what I'm saying? Just over time.
What?
Came into my, you know what I'm saying? My dog's energy.
Yeah, stupid. Yeah, I learned it from you now. It was not you that was showing me the ways.
Showing you the ways of what?
When I first met you, were showing me the ways now.
What ways?
The ways.
What ways is that? What exactly did I teach you?
The ways now.
Should I write a book or what? What's happening? we're writing a book, guys. Just it's in the works. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna write a book.
It's gonna be a book about how to not be a waste man.
Word. I'm with it.
Bro, there's too many. I'm tired.
For the boys, you know?
I'm tired. All my girlfriends are always complaining about the same thing. Useless men, bro. How can you be useless? What I don't understand is, how can you show your desire, or tell a girl or express your desire to a woman and then not follow up? But then that gets me thinking, a lot of these girls are easily manipulated. That's the problem.
Yeah. Even me too. Like, actually, I just more recently, I've actually noticed and obviously this is not like a super generalization, just within my spaces. I've noticed how many women I feel like have a lot more drive than guys, and I'm kind of like I'm like, wow, like and then, you know, I've been kind of ties into what you're saying about like girls are talking about like, oh, they're fucking with bum niggas or like whatever, and obviously they have a part to play in being manipulated by them, but you know, to the point is, because they're still there, right? But at the same time, like, I've noticed a lot of these girls are working, they're in school, they have 2-3 jobs, and their man's is
a waste man.
Dead ass. Like, he's not doing shit, bro. He's just.
Remember you know that conversation I was having about the whole your identity in society is made up of your economic status, and if by nature you start from zero, if you don't have any visions of being at 100, you're gonna always see yourself as zero, and then you're gonna emulate zero, right? Just because the stress is on you that in order to be someone, your economic status has to be a certain way. If you start to focus too much on the present, which could be that you're starting at zero, you're let's say a younger guy, you've done enough, you've had the life experience in this life, you haven't had your first job, of course you're gonna have zero in your bank account, or you're not really gonna have any like work experience to be, or value to add to companies or whatever to be earning money, of course, but you have to have some sort of vision or ambition to earn more, right? But I think what happens is a lot of guys see that they're a zero, it makes them feel down because that zero indicates their value to society. So now because you feel like you have no value to society, that depresses you. And because now you're in the depressed state, you don't have any...
The drive to actually even try.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's what a lot of people, or a lot of guys, that's what happens to a lot of guys. And that's why we're having this decline in male men, masculine men, bro.
Yeah.
Because you're not thinking too much about the future, or you're not even understanding the concept of like, in order to earn something, you need to go out and get something, right? Whereas like for most women, their economic status is not on their financial status.
Yeah.
It's not on their economic status.
Yeah.
So they don't really think about it. They just go through life doing what you need to do to live. So there's no pressure.
Yeah.
And because there's no pressure, you freely do things. And when you do things freely, bro, you achieve a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
For a fact.
That's one thing. I'm going to say it's everything, but that's one thing.
No, definitely, bro. It's just like,
attributes to that.
I'm just like, I'm like, damn, like, I'm seeing like a lot of girls are grinding, bro. They're in school. They're like, there's a few shorties I know, like they have 2-3 jobs. Like they're on the clock, bro. They're doing all this and this. The niggas they're fucking with, bro, those niggas have nothing going on, bro. Like absolutely nothing. They're in school. They're not working. Like they're not nothing. Like there's like nothing at all going on. It's just like, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like what happened to the boys, man? We gotta, you feel me?
But there's also too many guys chasing Yash, bro. So when you're chasing Yash, you're spending money.
I agree.
The girl's saving her money. Before you know it, she's dangling keys on Instagram, and you're
bro.
looking like shit.
Yeah, bro.
5% of that down payment is mine, bro. You know?
Yeah, word, bro.
It's crazy, but I don't know. Again, you have to realize, bro, you're born alone, you die alone. Guy, you need to wake up and do something for yourself, bro.
For sure.
You have to do something for yourself because it's what is. Alright guys, quick interruption. Make sure you go check out the audio as well. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to the audio. Make sure you follow us there and also rate. So 5 stars, please, 5 stars. That will help us actually get to be seen more. And also share it with your friends, family, whoever as well. But yeah, back to the show, guys. Actually, I need to stop saying that. Life is not hard. Life is soft.
Amen.
Life is soft.
Amen, bro.
Life is
I think
soft.
I think another thing that like, not I want to say just guys. I would say more guys, but like one thing I've noticed amongst like younger guys too is they get caught in this like idea of being this nigga instead of actually working towards being that nigga.
Word.
Yeah, so like they get dopamine hits off of like posting like on Instagram and like posting like being aesthetic and doing all this stuff, but they're not actually working towards being the person they want to be. They're just getting these little dopamine rushes off of like posting about it and like posting motivational. It's like, bro, that's all well and good. Don't get it twisted. Your mentality and mindset is very important to reach that success. But you have to understand, you also have to wake up out of bed, get the fuck up and try and do some shit with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about just posting it. Like, you have to work. You have to do something. Try things. Like, figure this shit out. Right? If you're not in school, like, you know, go try trade school. And if not trade school, try and figure out how. There's so many ways to, like, you know what I'm saying? Do something.
Try it, man.
Do something, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So it's like, that's another thing I noticed within the younger generation of guys. A lot of guys that get this rush off of like these little dopamine hits off of like pretending to be that nigga, but it's like strive to actually be that guy.
But a lot of it is because it looks so easy. So because it looks so easy, the dopamine hits, because they're easy, you kind of assimilate that to what happens in the real lives of these successful people. So you see, for example, the YouTube guys that are in the early 20s, late 10s, or even the athletes that are in like the same again, early 20s, late 10s, they are balling out. And you be seeing their highlight reels of Instagram being all these flashy things. And to you, because in your mind, how it shows in your mind is that when they came on your radar, they were probably 18. All the news articles were talking about them. You'll see them pop up in your algorithm a lot. And then 2 years down the line, all of a sudden they've blown. Like, okay, let me give a good example. A good example would be, let's say Jude Bellingham as an athlete, and then let's say Speed as a creator, right? Remember that article or that post that said was it 3 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Speed was at 5K. So now in your mind, when let's say you came up to Speed or you came up to Speed, like you came onto his account 3 years ago, you saw him at 5K, right? And then you also met Jude Bellingham when everyone was doing the craze about him. This was like 3 years ago when he was at Borussia Dortmund before he came to Real Madrid, right? So same time period. You came onto them then, and then 3 years pass. You see Speed is on how many millions of followers doing crazy stuff. You see Jude is Real Madrid doing crazy stuff.
Yep.
In your mind, you've seen just 3 years. You haven't seen Jude Bellingham has been playing football since when he was, let's say 7. Speed has been on YouTube for how long before he even blew? You forget that if you now add up that time from 7 to 18, that's 11 years, right? And I'm guessing with Speed, he probably started when he was, I don't even know how old he is, Seth. I know he's 21, isn't he?
Speed, no, he's young, bro. He's like 18, 19. He's young.
Yeah, crazy. But then he probably started when he
He
was
was a little kid,
yeah.
Yeah.
So now if you actually add up the whole time, you look at it as, this is, let's say 11 years, give or take, for both sides. 11 years of work to get this. And you in your bedroom just saw them 3 years and you're thinking what you're trying to do will work in 3 years. How? Like, that's where a lot of people, guys especially, are missing. They're missing they're missing that ingredient. They're not understanding that the 3 years you're seeing is actually 14 years of work. So now in your mind, you're like, you're equating that ease of that 3 years that you saw them, because in that 3 years, all he's done is probably post a few videos, or all he's done has really just been posting the highlights of him growing in that virality. He's just posting his highlights of him growing. So now you're thinking any highlight I have right now should give me that same gratification, but it's not. Because for him, that's finally, after 10 or so years of working, after a whole decade of working, I finally got something. Not even like, he hasn't even reached his million yet, but you can see he's moving. He's like, I've finally got something from my 10 years of working. You that went to do fraud, went to do drugs or whatever, trying to find a way to get money, or you stole or whatever, or even the small money that you got from work, you're now buying this thing to just give you that rush. But you're not understanding that, bro. It takes time before you can actually deserve that rush. Because when you deserve it, it will stay. Because look,
it won't be a rush anymore.
Speed can be posting this. Speed can post a Lamborghini because he's earned a Lamborghini.
Dead ass, bro. You can't fake that, bro.
You can't, bro. And he can post it for a whole month. If
bro.
Let's say he rents it, which makes more sense than buying it. He can rent it for a whole month. You can probably just rent it one day, if even.
Yeah, not even, bro. Not even, bro.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Costs, bro? Stop this, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just like, just a lot of people don't put things in perspective, and we don't get that chance to put it in perspective just because of how quick you see things. You don't get the like, let's say, the few days to take it in and say, okay, cool, maybe that person worked for this. Or you don't even see the work that he's put in. So now you don't even have any comprehension of it, you know? And with a lot of these guys, they're not really going to show you the work because they're busy creating. They don't have time to show you the whole work. You know? And even sometimes they do show you the work. Like, if you actually, let's even think about it. Some of those vlogs that you see, like either Speed or Kaisen, that the cameraman is following them, brother, they are doing a lot. They are doing a lot, but you are sitting there watching them, and you're missing all these examples. You're just seeing it as like, oh wow, this is what they're doing. You're not realizing, shit, this is what they're doing. This is the work they're putting in.
This is what it takes.
You'll see. You'll go on Kaiser's live stream. You are sitting there, lying down, doing nothing, watching him for how many hours? You're not understanding that he is having to put on a show for how many hours.
Yep.
Do you get what I'm saying? So your brain is not working because your body is relaxed, is in a relaxed state, watching someone else do that thing. So your body is telling you these few hours have passed by you doing nothing. You're almost equating it to how easy it is. You're not understanding, like, just, brother, try and do a live stream for 24 hours, even 3 hours, Seth. Just try and do it. Yeah. And not even just do a live stream, like, be energetic for 3 hours. See how long you last. Bro, like, perspective is honestly perspective. Just take a moment to take these things in and just understand. Once you understand, you can now say, okay, cool, this is what I need to do. You know? And I think that's what a lot of girls are good at. You know? And also it's almost like they have a cushion, especially with like friend groups, they have a cushion to fail. How many times have you heard the stories of like something will happen to a girl, she'll go cry with her friends, they'll console her. Whereas something will happen to a guy, even if his friends are supportive, he might not even feel comfortable going to his friends to even break down to come back up. He's now holding his breakdown, and the breakdown is holding him back. Bro, it's rough. Yeah, it's rough. It is,
man. Different games, man. Man, success is it's a long road, man. It is. I actually have a lot to say on this. I got like 4 points just from what you said. You know, I feel like the ingredient they're missing is grit.
Yeah,
that's the word, man. Grit is, if you want to be successful, you need to have grit. It is to be able to fail and to be able to continue. Even in what you were saying, like even within those 3 years, right? You may see 3 years as a short amount of time, but think about someone that's been working hard for 3 years. Do you know how much work? Do you know how fast your life can change if you are actually putting your head down for 3 years? Your life can change dramatically. So let's even forget the whole span of time. Even within those 3 years the only 3 years that you've seen, 3 years. 365 days is 1 year. That's a lot of time. If you are putting your head down and grinding for that long, multiply that, add 2 more, bro. Come on, bro. Your life can change if you put your head down. You feel me? So it's like you said. It's another thing that I feel like a lot of people get caught up in is this whole thing of like mental masturbation, right? So it kind of ties into everything we're talking about. Is just you're getting this rush from watching other people be successful and watching them post and but you're not doing anything for yourself from these videos. You're just like, you're almost like living vicariously through them. Yeah. But you're not, so you're like living by, so you're getting the dopamine from it, but you're not doing anything yourself. Right. Yes. And I'm going to keep bringing up this guy because it's actually funny enough that you were talking about this, but young guy, once again, I keep talking about Poppy Q because he emulates in a lot of ways where I want to be at a certain point. Right, so literally I was watching a video, and one thing I've been doing recently, I'm actually in the process of reconstructing myself and like fully like breaking myself down to the like core all the way and rebuilding myself back up, because I think that's something that we talk about all the time, that just like having that isolation and like deciding where you want to be in life and who you want to be and your identity and all that stuff, and talking about this idea of manifestation and being the person that has all these things, right? So with Poppy Q, perfect example of it. You know, I've been watching his videos a lot more recently, and he was just like, man, he was in his McLaren. He has a McLaren. He's driving his McLaren. He's just like, cash. You know, yeah, 22 years old, 21 years old. He's like, man, like, he's like, guys, I'm always busy, man. He's like, I'm always busy, right? And it's like you're saying, people watch that, they're not registering what he's saying.
You're just watching him in the McLaren.
They're seeing in the McLaren with the tattoos and the jewelry. But he's real life, because what he does is he posts his vlogs, like 40-minute vlogs, 45-minute vlogs. Right? Bear in mind, also think about how long 45 minutes is. He edits the whole video and he posts it. Right? And he does this consistently. That's number one. Like you said, it's all about perspective. But that video hit me so hard because it ties into what we're talking about. He's like, man, guys, I'm always busy. He's like, I'm always busy. He's like, I'm tired right now, but I just got to do what I got to do. So it ties into it. It's like, for him to have that kind of mentality with the success he has at this point took all the time of hard work, all the hours he put in prior to now being where he is now. Yeah. It did not come overnight, bro.
Right.
That's what it didn't.
Right.
It didn't. He's been on YouTube. Same thing with him. He's been on YouTube. He said he started YouTube when he was 14. So once again, he's 14. He's 22 now. How many years is that of work? How many years is that of failing, try again, failing, try again, failing, try again? Now, yes, he has the nice shoes. He has 3 cars. Really, that 2024 cars. He's doing pop-ups and he's instantly making $50K a drop for his clothing brand, stuff like that. But it did not happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's another reason why I just love this podcast is because for me personally, not even talking about other guys, it's always a reminder when we're having these conversations. It reminds myself of where I want to be. So I honestly love it because it's like a mental reset every week when we're having these conversations.
Literally, yeah.
It literally is just a mental reset every time. But yeah, we'll see where this this reconstruction does for you. I think it'll definitely be very beneficial. I think the main thing is to just decide who you want to be, and you have to emulate that person's behavior.
Yeah, you literally have to be who you want to be.
Dead ass.
Everything else will catch up.
Yep.
Like it has to.
Yeah.
Right.
It will. Once you have that down, everything else is a lot easier, right? It's a lot simpler. You know what I'm saying?
Because I was watching. I don't know what I was watching or listening to, but essentially the guy was explaining like, look, this is like in line with being who you want to be. If you want to sell, let's say you want to earn 100K and what you're doing is self-employed or you're an entrepreneur, right? If you know that you knock on or you try 500 times and you do some maths and say, okay, 5 of those will give me 10,000. That means you need to do 5,000 in order to get your 100K. Simple maths. Mm-hmm. Just do 5,000 and you get your 100K. Again, it takes you to be the person who does 5,000 in order to be the person that has 100K. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what I mean, like, be who you want to be, because knocking on that first 10 doors is not the same as knocking on your 5,000 door. But if you're knocking on those 10 doors, as in you're knocking on 1 out of 5,000, 2 out of 5,000, rather than thinking of it as 1 of 1, you are being that person that knocks on 5,000 doors if you're thinking about knocking down these 5,000 doors or meeting these 5,000 people or trying 5,000 times. Because if you start to think about it as I'm that person that's knocking on these 5,000 doors or trying these 5,000 things, you are the same person that at 5,000, when you've earned $100K, you're still that same person. But again, it catches up, because by the time you get to 5,000, the 100K will have caught up with you, you know? So it's that ideology of like, when we say, oh, be who you want to be, you literally have to. Like, you have to like put some effort behind it. You have to put some activity towards it. The same with even religion as well. When you're looking at the Bible and it's saying like faith without works is dead. The Bible, there are other parts in the Bible where it says like the faith of a mustard seed can move mountains, right? A mustard seed is tiny, but essentially all you need is that small faith. But in order to move that mountain, you actually have to have the faith and now move the mountain. Like, you can have the faith and stand there and just look at the mountain, but if you don't attempt, it's not going to move. That's why it says faith without works is dead. It's not going to do anything for you. You're getting bad people that are dismayed just because, you know, you're believing for something, but you're putting no work into it. It's the same with like some people that are skeptical about manifestation and saying, oh, how can you just sit down and just imagine things? That's the first mistake you did. You sat down, bro, and you're trying to imagine shit. Whereas if you're like envisioning things and you're doing the work that requires to get there to your vision, you're essentially on the path to it. It's the same with the 5,000 trials. If you envision at 5,000 I have 100K and you're trying 1, 2, 3, 4, you are going to get there, right? strange concept, man.
Yeah,
but it's simple.
Yeah,
it's very, very simple. That thing, I think it was like a podcast. The guy was saying like, in order to be who I am, I had to tell myself, I had to convince myself that I do difficult things, and that's what I've been trying the past like week. I'm trying to do like a 30-day trial to actually force myself, like, because a lot of things is actually mental before it starts to become physical. Because there's so many things that I'm doing now. Cold showers in the morning. God damn it.
Did you start doing those?
God, bro. I never liked it. Yeah. But like when you convince and you tell yourself, I do difficult things. I have to prove it to myself that I do difficult things. So I have to stand in the shower, bro. And you're there and you're like, brother, bro. By the time it's done, you kind of, it almost reinforces that idea that I do difficult things. And the more you do it, the more any small challenge that you have, when you say I do difficult things, like your body now remembers, yeah, we have to do this. Like, he's gonna do it anyway, so let's now put action towards it. You get what I'm saying? So like that, like when he was saying that, it made me realize again, it all starts up here, right? And when you do those things, let's say like you do intentional things that are outside of your daily routine or what you're working towards. So, for example, cold showers, very unnecessary. Very, very unnecessary. Waking up at 7 a.m. Very unnecessary. I literally don't have to. Actually doing yoga and stretching. Okay, it is necessary, but it feels so useless. Yeah. But it's like, because it's difficult to me, I have to prove to myself that I can do it. Or not even just I can, I have to prove to myself that I will do it. So then by the time something difficult, actually difficult, that means something to me happens, I'm used to doing things that are unnatural and unorthodox to me. So like by the time that thing comes up, I'm already used to doing difficult things. And it just like, it helps you become this, it just helps you like callous your mind and makes this like strong. So it's like the same way you're going to the gym to run 30 minutes every day, or you're going to the gym to lift certain things. Lifting that weight has no value in the world, but the day where you have to lift the couch, or you have to lift your girlfriend for your wedding photo, all that gymming will now make sense, you know? So it's like there are a lot of mechanisms to helping your life be better, but it's like you have to find a way to understand how that transmits to the rest of your life, or the thing that you actually want. You have to find a way for it to make sense for you, you know? Yeah, man. It's bro, your brain is literally it's a supercomputer, man. It really is, right? There's a reason we have brains, bro. Like, it's just it's kind of funny because like your brain routinely does what it's used to, right? So even in the sense of like, say somebody that doesn't do anything throughout their day, if you don't do anything throughout your day, the next day you're gonna do nothing throughout your day too, because your brain is now used to doing nothing throughout its day. That's just how it is, right? But in the same sense, if you are a highly productive individual, the next day it'll be easy for you to also be a highly productive individual, right? So I think, it's just that idea of that first week or two is not going to be easy, right? It's not, especially because your brain is used to whatever it's used to. So if you're used to waking up at 4 p.m. the next day, you're probably going to wake up at 4 p.m. You're going to have to force yourself to wake up at 7 the next morning if you want to be more productive, if you want to have more time to do things throughout your day, right? It's not going to be easy, but if you now keep doing it, in fact, at some point, your brain will actually you'll just wake up. You won't even need an alarm, actually. Yeah. That's how much your brain actually, that's how much in sync your brain and your body actually is, to the point where it'll know, it's not like it knows time, right? But after a certain amount of time of you setting an alarm, your brain will know around what time you'll wake up. It may not be exactly at 7, but you'll wake up around that time. And even it's crazy. The action of you waking up at a specific time forces your brain to be like, he's going to the body's going to have to get up. So let's make sure that we're prepared. and then that's how you just become mechanical.
Yeah. It's all habits, bro. All habits. It's not easy, but it's definitely doable. But there was something I saw that I wanted. It was kind of you were talking about like the whole faith thing, and there was something that I saw that kind of like it kind of scared me in a way, but it was just more because like I feel like there's this idea going around that like you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, right? But there was something I saw about faith that I thought was really interesting, and it kind of like jumped me into being like, nigga, wake up, which was like, it was like essentially like God will give you opportunity, but you can miss your like essentially not like you can miss your, but you can miss your window.
Yeah, you can miss it.
You can miss your window if you're not. You know what I'm saying,
bro? It's the same way God can give you duty. If you don't do it, He has someone else there. Yeah. Even for example, when Moses was meant to go and tell Pharaoh, "Let my people go," the first time, he said he stammered, like he had a speech impediment. So he's making excuses like, "Oh God, if you don't want to do it, your brother's there. Yeah, Aaron, let's go." Yeah. You got what I'm saying? Yeah.
So very, very interesting. It kind of like woke me up. It was like, okay, like, you know, I like kind of applied it to my life. I'm like, there's been times where I've had chances. I'm like, oh, like I felt like I fucked up. I'm like, okay, now I have another chance to like do the same thing. Then I have another chance. Okay, I fucked up again. I have it. Okay, but like, okay, this is gonna keep showing like life is gonna keep showing you this thing. You know what you have to do now because you've been through the failures of it, or you know why you've been like scared to do something. Okay, here's another chance. You ever do it, literally. Right? Kind of thing. So it's like just seeing that and it's talking about it like through faith. I was like, that's crazy. It's like you can miss that window. Don't just sit back and be like, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be in life. You know, just on some mellow shit and just
some Zodiac
like,
lemonade
fuck all.
shit.
Yeah, man. Like nah, nigga, you better get your ass up, bro. You only have so many chances. You know what I'm saying? Get to work. Don't miss it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you may have multiple chances, but don't miss it. If you recognize that opportunity, if you recognize where you are in life and you know what you need to do, nigga, do that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's at least that's the lesson I got from it. And it kind of, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of spooked me, bro. I was like, oh shit, okay. I was like, it was just more of like the message I got from it was like, bro, buckle up, you know.
But I think the only reason it will spook you is if you don't think you're doing anything. Yeah. Because the whole point of that phrase of, you know, you're exactly where you need to be in life is that when you are, let's
it's contextual for sure.
Not even just contextual. It's like when it's saying you are exactly where you are meant to be in life is because everything's already destined, right? So if you're sitting down and you're doing nothing, you are exactly where you need to be in life. Whereas if you're walking a path, each step indicates where you are. The closer you get to your goal is each step. So what it's saying is like, don't worry about the goal. As long as you're walking towards it, you're doing exactly what you need to do in order to get there. So for you, because you have a goal and hearing that, because you don't feel like you're at the goal yet, it might shock you just because you might think, oh shit, am I doing enough? But if you're doing something, you're exactly where you need to be, because if you're not doing these things, you wouldn't be doing these things. It's a lot of it is it's semantics. It's semantics, and that's how a lot of people get confused with this Bible. That's where, like, because of your lack of effort to understand and overstand some of the things that are put towards you in the scriptures, you now fall back to, oh, it just contradicts itself, because you don't want to put that energy to actually really understand, or even your life is so ugly you don't want to face the reality. Sometimes that's it, bro. Sometimes people just don't want to face the reality because they are actually sitting down, but they also have a goal. But because they're sitting down, they don't want to hear it. They want to hear the fact that because you're exactly where you need to be in life. It's shit, and you're sitting in shit. Because you're sitting in shit, you are gonna sit in shit. Like, as simple as that. You know.
Yeah. It's very interesting, even like tying into the whole manifestation thing and like the whole Bible. I think the idea of manifestation in not focusing on like the end goal but being the person you need to be is very interesting to me, because within the Bible itself, it tells you a lot of these traits that you need, right? That can tie into you being successful in life, right? The man that you're supposed to be has certain qualities. Within the Bible, it says there's certain qualities that a man has, right? A big one for me is integrity.
Yeah.
A man that is diligent, a man that has integrity, right? So it's just stuff like that too. It's like the Bible, bro. The Bible, it's all there, bro. I said it before, but it's literally all there. Maybe not word for word, but I'm telling you, it's there. It's all there, man.
It's there, bro. And even sometimes, people forget the Bible is just stories, stories and examples to help you understand. What happens is people idolize the Bible, and when you idolize the Bible, you idolize the characters. So when God is telling you when the Bible is telling you something about David being one of God's favorites, and he's saying he blessed him to do all these things, win all these wars, become the king from a pauper to a king, and then you now get to the story where he's seduced by Bathsheba, and then he's now condemned by God, and all the dreams that God gave him is going to be given to the son. All the achievements is going to be given to the son, not him. He's never going to see this thing that he's building for God. You start to, if you're idolizing the Bible, you're going to look at that and be like, oh, like even David can fail. Whereas you're not understanding what it's trying to tell you is that when you are favored by God, do not allow the devil to seduce you. That's what it's trying to tell you. But because you are looking at it for like surface level, you don't even want to understand. Like even as a guy, you don't even want to face the fact that you probably don't have any self-control, right? And you have also been seduced by a girl before and lost the opportunities. You don't want to face that fact. So now you're just going to condemn the Bible because, even the characters there don't even exemplify what it is to be Christian. And it's mad. It's mad how like sometimes all it takes is conversation for some people, because there's sometimes where like people, I've had conversations with people and they'll say something very stupid about the Bible or like whatever story it is, and try and like either say, it contradicts itself or it's false or it doesn't make sense. And then I explain it in a very simple way. And I'm like, why didn't you, how didn't you get it? Like, what is so confusing about that? Like even this example of David, what is so confusing? It literally is showing an example of a man who was favored and fell out of favor because he did something against God. It's there. How did you miss it? Right? But then I had to also come to the understanding that people just do not want to look into it. They don't want to put themselves in that shoes. They don't want to reflect and look at their life. All they're doing is just saying this is supposed to be the holy book. Right? There's also the excuse that because it's written by men and also humans, that it's going to be what's the word they use? It's going to be corrupted because men are writing for themselves. And I'm thinking, how else is God going to communicate to us? He can't do burning bushes anymore. He can't do burning bushes, bro. Like, think about it logically. If you're in an English speaking country, right, and then someone brings a French book to you, are you gonna understand it? No. So he has to bring someone to translate the book for you and give it to you. The thing about language is also there are some things that when said in the original context, in order to be translated, it needs to be translated for you to understand, but it's going to miss some actual meanings because it has to be translated in your terms, has to be translated into your context. But it's not the exact same thing. But then the thing is, if you can read and understand what it's saying, you can understand what it's trying to say. Yeah. So something simple like what example would I give? There's some idioms, right? And an idiom is like almost like a metaphor for things. So you know how we say, it's raining cats and dogs. If you translate that literally into French, the French are gonna think you're stupid, bro. How can it rain cats and dogs? But they also have a saying that if translated into English is going to look mad. Yep. But what's it trying to say? It's raining heavily. Now, if you read both sentences in both languages, and you understand it's talking about the ferocity of the rain, you will understand they're talking about rain, and they're talking about the context is about the rain. It's not about the cats and dogs. But what people do is they read it very surface level, and then they just assume they just find bro, I hate these conversations. I hate when people bro. I'm just like, come on now, don't be stupid, man. Just because you don't want to work on your life, don't come and project that on me, man.
Yeah. How do you feel about this idea of it? You were talking about being things being predestined. I was actually thinking about this earlier today. Funny enough, you mentioned it, but this idea of I don't even know. I remember I was watching Suits. I don't know how
powerful shit.
Yeah, I just started watching it, but I don't know how
to rewatch it.
I don't know how Suits was the reason why I started thinking about this, but I was just this idea of your life. It kind of ties into this whole thing of you are where you're supposed to be, and then also this just idea of everything is predestined for you, right? But just in the sense of also having free will, because I don't know. I was watching Suits and I was thinking, I was Lord, I was what if I just decided to do law right now? Or I was thinking about I was if this girl wasn't in my life, at least especially on an emotional level, how would my life have been different? So I'm just thinking about decisions I can make literally right now that would change my path essentially, right? So I was just thinking about it, and then and I know obviously the predestined thing is not in that sense. It's more so of do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of it's kind of it's something that you have to actually ponder on. But I understand it, but what do you think about your life being predestined and tying it into having free will? You know what I'm saying? That conversation.
What's the difference between the past and the future? Okay, what do you know about the future?
It's ahead of you.
Okay. No, I'm saying factually, what do you know about the future?
Nothing.
What happened last year in your life? Let's say November 2nd. Could you if you took time to remember, because you remember it?
Probably.
Do you remember facts about what happened in the world last year?
Probably, yeah.
Are they going to change?
No.
So now, if you look at it from that perspective, right, we don't know what happens in the future. It just happens as we go. It just keeps getting uncovered as we go, right? The fact that the past cannot change, that is how I see it as an understanding of things being predestined, right? You can be in a dark room and a dark hallway, let's say, right? When you're here, you turn on the lights here, you're going to see everything in your vicinity. You don't know what's at the end of the corridor. The person that designed the corridor knows everything that's in the corridor, but you don't know, right? When you turn the next lights, you see everything that's there as well. You still don't know what's left, right? And as you keep on doing that, you begin to understand more and more. The same way you can decide to change into law.
Yep.
You can decide to switch on that room light. The guy that designed the whole corridor and the different rooms knows what's in each room, but you don't, because you can only know what the light shows you. So the more rooms you open, the more you see. That's why experiences are good, because it helps you understand a lot more to do with life, right? So that's my understanding of the whole idea of things being predestined and already done for you. It's it's a room that's already been created. The free will is that he's not going to force me to go through this corridor, but he already knows what's in the corridor.
Yep.
It's just that I have the free will to choose where I want to go. That's how I see it.
It's just something. It was just. I was trying to wrap my head around. It was. You know when you're like, what's the word? You know when you have an itch.
Yeah.
That you can't. That's how I felt today. Like I was trying to wrap my head around the concept. I was like, I feel like I'm almost there, but I just can't get. I'm almost there. Like almost, the door is not fully open. It's like halfway open. So I was like, I'm gonna ask you about it. And it was just funny. It was just funny because you.
Does it clarify it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I think that's another thing. It's just like when you're talking about like the Bible and faith too. It's something that I wanted to bring up so like other people have an understanding of it, because I feel like that's something that people always like try to like bring up when it comes to like
the element of free will, and then things being predestined. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, because think about it this way as well, right? Let's say, right, the same concept. It's a structure that's been designed, right, or a maze. The person that designed the maze already knows, he knows every part of the maze.
Yeah.
Right. What happens is that you have the choice of going through the maze, and this is a building where you have to turn on lights, right? Going through the maze by your own volition, so you are going to find out things. Or he also now says, I can guide you through the best way out of this maze. Now you get to choose whether you. So he gives you a phone, right? He has a phone, and he says you can communicate to me through this phone to find the best way. If you call him and you stay on that call and say, okay, cool, just show me which lights I should turn on, he would literally tell you these are the lights to turn on. Just keep going. But what does that do on your side? You need trust that he's telling you the right thing. But the person that's on the phone, he's the creator of this maze. So he himself, he knows, but you just need to trust him that this is the right person you're talking to, right? But at the end of the day, he's going to lead you through the maze the right way. Only if you stay on the phone, right? If you hang up, or if you put the phone aside just to talk to someone else, you're not going to hear him. If you leave the phone back there and then you start going through all these other rooms, you're not going to hear him. But free will also allows you to, oh shit, I forgot the phone in that room. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what grace allows you to do. That's what free will allows you to do. He's not going to sit there and shut the whole thing down and say, go and pick up the phone. Free will is like, look, I promised you can go do as you like, but I gave you a phone. So if you end up in hell, that's not my business. When you're at the gates and Peter's telling you this way and not that way, bro, I told you pick up the phone, bro. And not even just that, I called you several times. You didn't pick up. I called you several times. You didn't come back to pick up the phone. Bro, that's how I see life, anyways. Yeah, that's how I see the Bible. That's how I see all these things. So when people have these conversations, it's like the only reason you're struggling to understand is because you choose not to understand, right? You're battling something that is very, very straightforward. And also, he has given us so many things in this world to help us understand. The fact that he gave us the concept of a maze for me to even tell you the story of an example of how to understand it, that's how he's giving us the clues to understand how it works. Something else could also be a way for you to understand how this works. If I think hard enough, I could probably give you another example in life. Right? And he always gives us these things, like everything in life, everything. It can be even as small as like the relationship you have with your phone, or even how to turn on a laptop. It teaches you. He gives you things that you can use to understand the relationship that you have with him. It's down to you to take these things and learn. Because everything he made was for his own pleasure, and everything he made us in his image. That's another thing. Because he made us in his image, bro, we can create shit, right? So when people say, "Oh, I'm living my own world," you can actually do that. You just have to be a creator. You have to create your universe. You have to find a way for this world to work for you. Mm-hmm. Right? It's going to take hard work because as we're born, we lose all our innocence. We lose all our ability to create because every day we're corrupted by what this world wants. But if you don't take time as you grow to be cognizant of the fact that all your inputs are all worldly, and then cleanse yourself and then start to build things to help you be the one that is controlling the world, you're just going to be stuck, right? That's why you're getting like people you had the conventional way of going through this world, working a job, working your way up, and then all of a sudden you're getting people that are creating content. They are amassing how much money just because they found a way to use their creative power to make the world work for them. Because think about it, they make merch. What's so different from their clothing to something that's sold elsewhere? It's the same cotton. It's just that's the value that they've created allows them to have this universe where their exchange currency is not the dollars, is not the actual physical money anymore. The exchange currency is giving you something worth your time. So now you're giving them your currency because they've given you something that you deem worthy. Mm-hmm. Could be entertainment, could be information, whatever. That's why you're finding a lot of creators that are making millions, bro. They found a way to control this world. Yeah. They have their own world, bro. Why can Mr. Beast just be who he is and just not really think about life and just do what he wants to do because he's created his own world?
All right, guys, before we get back to the show, we just want to ask you guys to subscribe, like, and share. We're on the way to 1K, and we'd appreciate if you guys did that for us. Let's get back to the show.
Anyways, Miss Jada.
Oh, I knew it was coming, bro.
Miss Jada.
All right, talk to me, bro. Let's hear it, bro.
Formerly known as Devil's Incarnate.
Let's hear it, man.
Yeah, I mean, most people that know, I hate this woman. Everything that comes out of her mouth just doesn't make sense. But I was watching her interview on the Diary of a CEO, and what I like about this guy is that he asks questions from a way of like actually I want to know these questions. He asks questions like a normal person,
yeah, like he's curious.
Yeah, he's curious, and because of that curiosity, he's asking things that is like, I need to understand what you're trying to say, right? That's why I think that's what's made him so popular, right? So yeah, I was watching the interview after seeing all these headlines from everywhere of her just spouting nonsense, but perceived nonsense, right? In the interview, she's talking about Tupac. She's talking about Will Smith, talking about her experiences in life, and all of what she was saying is all these things that she said every other place. But there was one question he asked her that lit the light bulb for me. There was a moment where she was talking about, I think she was talking about like her time in Hollywood and how when she's in, obviously she's from the streets. She's now in Hollywood where she has to forget the ways of the streets because she's making money she's actually living okay. But at the same time, she can't forget the streets because it's within her, right? And she's always having this battle of like being in this new place. It's like I'm struggling to fit in, but at the same time, why do I need to fit in? You should just accept me as I am. And then Stephen Bartlett is the guy that does the probably he asked her, do you feel understood? Or do you feel like what you do is for people to understand you? Instantly, I realized everything that is the problem, right? The problem starts from Will. Well, it starts from her childhood, then goes on to Will, and then obviously goes on to her actions that are happening right now, right? One thing I had a problem with was the fact that, bro, Tupac is dead, bro. I see at this point you could be lying. He can't come and corroborate any stories right now. But then the way she's painted is like she keeps on referring to him as this our friendship. And I'm thinking to myself, if my best friend, God forbid, died, like, what's the problem with me talking about him? So when Jada's talking about Tupac and she's talking about all these letters that he's written to her, and talking about the way they were in love or whatnot, right? I was listening to what she was saying. I'm just like, I can understand her point of view, because imagine, like, how many stories have you heard of, like, these two people are friends, but the guy is in love with her, but you know she values the friendship a lot more, so she doesn't take it too far. But at the end of the day, they're still best friends, right? And his expression of his love is like, I do understand this love, is just that we can't be physical because it doesn't work, right? But I still love you to that extent. And obviously he expresses it through letters, he expresses it through like showing her love, blah, 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 blah. So now me understanding the fact that she keeps on bringing this guy up, and it almost seems as though it's like I'm bringing up my famous friend just to stay relevant. There's an element to that I'm like, I still don't want to let go, because that's the only thing that's keeping it relevant. But it's also understanding that this, if you're going to tell me this was your best friend, I can understand why you don't want to let it go. I can understand why you have to keep on bringing it up. This was my best friend, died before time. It's not like he just died of old age. It's like before his time. This shit still hurts. Like, I think about this person every day, right? So I was like, okay, cool. I think I understand that part. Now on to Will. Will approached her. She wasn't feeling him. But over time, Will is like, I have this love for you and I want to give you this love, right? She, as a woman, to an extent, he's gone through how many things to try and show her that he loves her. If she likes him back, she'll accept the love. Now the problem with Will Smith is that, or not with their dynamic, is that she is like, if you're going to show me love, this is how I want my love. But Will is like, if you want this love, I'm going to give you this love in the best way possible. Like, the most magnificent way possible. I'm going to do everything to show you how much I love you. Right? And what she's saying is like, yeah, that's great, but all I want is just the small love. Like, okay, to put it in metaphors, let's go back to my metaphors. She wants just a slice of cake, just one slice of cake. Will says, I will give you cake. And then he goes to make like a 3-layered cake. You that's asking for a slice of cake, how would you feel? Because think about it. If, let's say, Lydia was here when you asked for cake, right? And she didn't hear you say you just wanted a slice. You just said, I want cake. I came with a 3-layered cake. Lydia's going to think I'm a good friend. But you that asked for just a slice, how are you going to feel?
No, I'm not going to feel like that. I'm not going to feel understood.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, imagine if you told me, bro, I literally just wanted a slice. Like, you didn't have to do all of that.
Yeah.
But thank you anyways.
Yeah.
I'll eat whatever I can eat. The next time you ask for something, let's say you ask for a pair of shoes, and then I said, I'll get you the shoes, and then I got you like 20 pairs. You're going to be like, I didn't need 20 pairs, I just needed one, bro. I'll take the one, bro. Thanks again. I don't know what to do with the 20 pairs. right? And now relating this back to Will, so we didn't get like sidetracked, or the Will and Jada is like when you're like this idea of like I want Will and Jada love. Everyone is seeing him advertise on the red carpet. He's seen him shower her with love. He's seen him do birthday parties, and deep inside, she's like, I just wanted the small love. I was happy with the small love, right? The same way you're just happy with the shoes. Now imagine if that happens over time, right? At one point you're gonna be vexed because you're like, bro, you're not listening. And then now imagine you keep on telling me this is not what I want, but I appreciate what you're trying to do for me, but just this is how I want it. If I'm asking for one slice of cake, I just need one slice. If I'm asking for just one pair of shoes, I just need one pair of shoes. In this conversation, do you think Lydia has heard any of this conversation? If you're just telling me this when we're on our own, no. But then the thing is, the way I work is that I need everyone to see. I need Lydia to see that I'm showing you, I'm buying you 20 pairs of shoes, because it helps me understand that what I'm doing is right. Now imagine if you have been telling me, bro, relax for so long, but my only understanding of anything is when the outsider tells me, right? So now what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to stand outside and shout, bro, I didn't want these 20 pairs. Yo, Lydia, see, I told him I just wanted one. He's giving me 20 pairs. What's that now going to make you look like? Ungrateful. It's going to make you look like you don't care. And it also makes you look like you don't care about how I feel. The way you're advertising our private life to Lydia or the rest of the world, the way you're advertising it, it makes you look like a shit person. But the thing is, because you've taken time to understand how I function, I only function through outside objectives or outside of input. Because you understand that the only way to fix this relationship between me and you is to do that. But that is detrimental to you as a person in society.
Yep.
So now I'm looking at it and I'm just like, all of this is going through my mind. And I'm just thinking to myself, no wonder this woman is breaking down. Because not only are you getting something you don't want, now you're having to do something you don't want in order to make this man understand he needs to relax. You're having to do so much like outside of your nature. Because in what you're telling us from the book and from the interview and from your childhood is that you're naturally someone that likes yourself to yourself. So now you're having to do all these extroverted things just to tell this one man you need to relax. And then I was just thinking to myself, bro, like, this is messy. Like, that's why I was saying it was complicated, because all these layers that I'm bringing out, it's like, it's a lot to say and there's a lot to unpack. But I'm just thinking to myself, no wonder, back to the same way we're talking about the Bible, no wonder people are taking surface levels, because they can't be bothered to understand the complications of it. It is so complex. And I'm thinking, bro, yeah, so you have to do this every day? Shit. Brother, this woman is suffering. She's suffering. And I don't know, it made me annoyed, because I'm just like, I've been painting, in my mind, I've just been painting this woman as like a devil incarnate, bro. Like, this is now another time where you kind of sit back and reflect and you think, bro, people are going through shit that we don't really know about. And sometimes they might project something on the outside, and if you don't ask that one right question, you will never understand, and you just think they're mad. And I'm thinking to myself, like, it literally just took that one question, do you feel understood, to just just to understand everything she's saying, what she's doing, how she's doing it. And then you now realize this is just a human being doing human being things. We also do shit things. The only difference is that ours is not for the public. Like, no one sees us in our private lives, you know. And I actually felt sorry for her. I felt sorry for her because, bro, it doesn't look like Will understands at all, bro. It also reminds me, Will is a waste man, bro. Bro, a waste man.
Can you please explain that? Because I feel like people aren't gonna get what you mean by that.
Well, why Will's a waste man?
I don't think you mean it in the literal sense. I feel like if people hear you say that, they're gonna take it in the literal sense. So I feel like you have to explain what you mean by that.
Okay. Firstly, is you're going for and sticking with someone that doesn't want you.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, is also you're only doing things for self gratification. You're not doing anything for her.
Mm-hmm.
All this romance or this exaggerated romance that you're doing for this woman is not even for her. It's for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's for you to feel like you are the man.
Yep.
Because think about how many years the rappers been singing Will and Jada love. That gratifies him. Jada's sitting there like, oh, again? Shit, another song? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, everything he's doing is just for himself. And in that, he's now not, because he actually likes this girl. It's not like the self-gratification actually fulfills him. He wants this girl to love him. And everything, now, if you're not understanding what she's saying, you're going to see it as everything that I'm doing for you is wasted. Now I'm feeling useless, right? And if you look at it from his point of view, that's why he's so broken, because he's just like, I can't seem to do anything right. I do so much. She's not asking for so much. That's the thing. She's just asking for just something small. But because you have no comprehension, you're now in this endless quest to win her love, which you seem like you desperately need. And that's why I call him a waste man.
So let me put this in, let me try and put it in a box. So what would you say the difference in dynamic is between someone like Will and Jada and someone like LeBron and Savannah?
What
you can see from the,
from what I can see is LeBron and Savannah seem to have communication and they seem to understand each other. From my eyes, it looks like it can be one of two things. It can be either LeBron has told Savannah, yo, if you want to be with me, I'm striving towards greatness. Are you ready to almost be my shadow? But even at that, I'm not going to make you feel like I'm my shadow. I'm just telling you this is what could be perceived, but forget the outside world. I love you. Focus on my love. And she said yes. Or it could be the other thing where he's striving for greatness and she's like, I'll do everything because I love you. I'll do everything to make sure we get there. Not I or you, we get there. And that is kind of projected. That's what I perceive when I see them. The way they hold their family. The way even their family unit is connected.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then you compare it with the Smiths. That family unit is not even a unit. It's all just individuals in this free-spirited world.
Deadass.
That is a replication of what's happening within the family. Yep. You can't tell me that having your children act a certain way does not reflect what's happening within the household.
1000% does.
Oh, just because we don't see what's happening. Brother, come on, don't be stupid.
Yeah.
It's plain as paper, bro. Don't be stupid. You know what I'm saying? But I'll probably say that's the big difference. It's just, I feel like from what I see, communication is there. Both people's visions are the same in the LeBron family, the James family. So, but their vision is the same. They are one. You know, they say on the altar, "I'm one." And they're one. Like, and you see it even from when, you see how they were when they were younger. There's almost like a sense of humility, right? And you see it with a lot of celebrity couples that are actually doing these things, like doing the relationship thing right. They're quiet for the most part. just because they're quiet doesn't mean it's not working. It means they are doing everything in order to salvage their relationship. You know, so that's why, bro. Anytime you see someone do too much, there must be something wrong somewhere. Even if it seems as though there's too much of the right, there must be something wrong somewhere. Because me, I never aspired for Will and Jada love, bro. That was never my mission, bro.
I saw J. Cole was he was at a concert and he was singing that part of his song and he skipped over that part. No, they played it, whatever. He just didn't say it with them on the mic.
Oh, so
yeah, he did, bro.
I'm dead.
It shit is crazy. But yeah, that's definitely like a perspective I didn't think about. I think definitely one thing with socials is how it amplifies. Like I said, it amplifies all these people, these personalities, and people when you realize they are still human beings. And we kind of have talked about the effect that social media has. It's jarring, you know. So I think that's one thing. I think we talked about on the episode with CJ about like this idea of kind of like saying hearing a story and then immediately going to judge off that person off of what you hear, as opposed to when you've now heard the other side of the story, you now have a level-headed. You can now objectively have a level-headed opinion on what the situation was on the outside, right? So I think it perfectly ties into what you're saying about, you know, especially how like social media is portraying like Jada. It's just like obviously like, oh, she's this ungrateful wife, like she's mentally ill, like there's something wrong with her, as opposed to seeing it from, okay, like what's actually going on in this situation. Yeah. She is obviously still a human being. She is a woman. What's going on in her relationship with this man that is now causing all of this? As opposed to just looking at her like, oh, like what's wrong with her? You know what I mean?
Yeah, a funny thing is, although to add to that is also like sometimes you don't even need the other side. Sometimes you just need to listen intently. Like you need to really, really listen.
Yeah.
Because now that I look back at all the shit that she's done, I'm like, it was making sense. It's just that one thing again is also, I think from her point of view, what she's doing is within just her and Will. It's just on a public platform, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like she wants other people to be involved. It's just that due to the nature of what she's doing, they're just involved. So I'm not going to care about everyone. I'm just going to focus on doing what I'm doing for you. Do you get what I'm saying? That's how I saw it. So even within it being public, there's a sense of like, this is a private matter and I'm handling it in the only way that can get to this person. Like I can sit in a room with him, but that doesn't work. But in order to get to him, I need to do this outside. I don't really care about that, but I just need him to understand. So I think there's still an element of like, it's still between us. And it shows because how much flack does this woman get, bro? She is painted, brother. She's painted like a witch. But it just looks like she just has to do this for herself, and I applaud it. And I'm just like, bro, that's not easy. Like I honestly felt a type of way because I'm just like, shit, that's like you're living hell on earth. You're literally living hell on earth, bro. Because marriage is not something small, and you can see the effects of it. Like if it was a boyfriend, you can just leave, but you can see how marriage now being put on this or involved with the issue magnifies the issue, right? Because now you have kids, even your kids are not helping, bro. It's peak. It's peak, bro.
Very interesting. Now it's time for ShoreAsks, which ties in beautifully to what we were talking about earlier. What is this whole idea of like free will and stuff, and like your life kind of being predestined. So the question of the day is, would you change your past if you could? I
mean, there's this.
So doozy, man.
There's a temptation to say, oh no.
Low key a
If I change, I won't be right.
Yeah.
But guys, sometimes I change it.
That's what I'm saying, because that's the cliche answer, but it's like,
I
look,
could be somewhere else.
Exactly. Actually think about this shit, bro. You feel me?
Would I change it if I could?
Yeah, there's certain things about your past you would change.
I would choose no, just because I think there's a certain level of thinking outside of like my physical presence that needed all that shit to happen. Because the way I understand things is like I need to be cautioned before I understand. Like everything that like the same way I prefer
David Goggins.
The same way I prefer him to say something compared to like some blonde, white, soft-spoken woman is the same way I think I need life to teach me things. It's not just through like, oh, this is how to do it. It's like, you did this, it went wrong. That's definitely not how to do it. You know? And a lot of that had happened to me that made me now have a process of thinking that I'm like, you know what? This is like, I'm happy with the way things are. But if you're talking about specific, small, minuscule things, there's some people that I wish didn't have met.
Yeah.
Some horrible idiots I wish I haven't met, bro.
Yeah, bro. That one I can attest to. It's crazy when you can see how that can change trajectory. Right? But even within that, it's like, when we're talking about this thing, it's like, what did I learn? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a doozy, bro, because it's like, oh yeah, you wish you didn't meet this person, but what lessons did you learn from meeting that person? You know what I'm saying? Even though it was through a negative experience, how much did you grow? So yeah, I can definitely attest to that for sure.
But there's still some people that are waste, bro.
Yeah, I know. I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all, man.
No, man.
Unruly, man. Unruly coming out. You know what I'm saying? Beanie's dropping end of this month. You feel me? Right in time for Halloween. Right in time for fall. So y'all stay tuned for that.
What's the craziest thing you've ever told a girl you're seeing?
What's the craziest thing? I got asked the other day if I've told a girl I love her and I didn't mean it, and I said no. You thought I was gonna? Nah, I wouldn't do that. That's too crazy. But what's the craziest thing?
Child.
I probably said, honestly, bro, I don't know. I probably said some crazy thing, bro. Like, I'm trying to think.
In your past life?
Yeah, my past life. You know what I'm saying? Before I reached enlightenment, you feel me? I don't know. I'm trying to think.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't even remember much, bro.
Yeah, of course you can't.
I can't remember much. I think there's some things that I say that are very simple in my mind that people just take to the next level.
Or she might have.
Yeah, like I could, for example, there've been times where like, someone asks me like how they look, and I say, yeah, all right. But all right to them means like,
yeah, I can't lie, you fucked up, bro.
You know,
big time.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's what I can remember, bro.
You're not getting all light, bro. Like, I'm trying to think. I can't pinpoint it, but I probably like paraphrase like, okay, it has to be contextual. Like, I've been told that like a girl has told me that how much she likes me, and I like very like casually told her I don't like you that much.
Hey.
Like straight to the cup, like straight to her face. I think I've also said.
Oh, yeah. I've suggested a friend.
Wow, that's kind of I'm not gonna lie.
That's a lot better in terms of like the shifting of the situation. Is a lot better than what you did.
I do agree.
But in terms of like being honest, it was not great.
I guess I've also told a girl you're not the only one.
Twally.
Yo, that reaction is crazy. Yo, okay, yeah. That's kind of. I'm not gonna lie. And whoever she is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was very insensitive of me, but not really though. I was being honest.
What was the context? You say out of the blue, or did
no?
You
I would never say
it?
that out of the blue.
Are you sure?
Nah.
Or in your past life?
Maybe. I don't know for a fact, but I do remember saying that for sure. That exact, you're not the only one.
Now, the only time I said that is if I've been asked.
Yeah.
I don't just
You
gift
don't just,
information.
yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes I'll deny it for a good 5 minutes. But if you ask me too many times, then I'll
Be like, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
do you want to see?
You want to see? They don't want to see.
Yeah, I'd see. You can see. Yeah.
Crazy.
Because sometimes it's like you don't believe me, so you're still gonna ask the stupid question. There you go.
They never asked to see.
And I'm transparent.
Yeah, we know.
Unlike some people.
I'm honest.
Yeah?
Transparency is a new level.
Selective honesty.
Transparency is a level I haven't, you know what I'm saying? We haven't reached it, but we're coming, don't worry.
I'm transparent, bro.
We're coming.
That's even on dates. I leave my phone there. I don't pick it up. Like, things can come up.
Like face up or face down?
Face up.
Face up is crazy.
Transparency.
It's all good though. DMV warriors, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out y'all.
No, it's face up.
Yeah.
Because I'm locked in. I'm here. Mm-hmm. It's me and you.
Yeah, you tell them you should just be present. Just be in a moment, you know.
Exactly.
Not worry about anything else.
Exactly. Because you probably have 10 guys on your phone. I didn't ask to see them.
True.
That's how I operate. I just operate in like you're probably doing the same thing.
In reality.
Yeah.
You know?
That's how I operate, man. Anyways, Sweetest Berries.
Sweetest Berry is Drake's album. Specifically Drew a Picasso, actually. Yeah, it grew on me, man. I mean, when I first listened to it, I was like, all right. But then I think one thing that people do when it comes to Drake is they just, because he's so big, also, that's not the only reason. Don't get it twisted, bro. Drake's an interesting nigga. He's an interesting nigga, but like he's that big for a reason. Okay? Like you can't hate on that nigga in that sense. He knows what he's doing when it comes to the music shit. He's that big for a reason. Right, so I think I looked on his Spotify. He's the third most listened to artist on Spotify. I think, yeah, he's the third, and the two other ones, crazy. Taylor Swift is the second.
No surprise.
The first is The Weeknd.
That one, I'm always surprised at.
I know
because I don't hear.
Yeah, but he's
compared to everyone else. I don't hear any of what The Weeknd does.
He's so big, it's crazy.
Honestly,
bro, 100 million monthly listeners.
What is he doing? Which native doctor is he going to, bro?
I don't know, man, but whatever he's doing is working. It's him, Taylor Swift, and Drake. So I'm like, you know, obviously, like, there's like listening to the album over. You know, you gotta let it. Yeah, you gotta let that shit marinate. You know? I think also this idea of Drake being the old version of himself is like, you also have to give him his flowers and being able to change with the times, you know. So like at the end of the day, if you look at it, I was thinking about it today. I was listening to his music. I'm like, people who are in a younger space, and obviously this is contextual, but in a younger space, they're gonna be listening to his newer stuff, and that music is going to resonate with them. You know what I mean? So it's like at the end of the day, Drake is a marketing savant. Yeah. In that sense, right? We were talking about his comparison to him and Michael Jackson. They're two different, but they're both at the top for their specific reasons that, you know, that pertain to them, kind of thing. So,
Drake's one is a lot more uncomfortable.
Yeah. But yeah, Drew Picasso, slept on song on the album, but it's fire, man. It's fire. Yeah. The transition in the middle, don't worry, you gotta listen to that.
I listened to the one, is it Shooting Man, like J. Cole?
Oh yeah.
Oh, J. Cole?
Yeah.
J. Cole was rinsing.
Yeah, he went crazy on that.
Shit.
Yeah. The flow switch was crazy, bro. J. Cole doesn't miss on features, man. He doesn't. So. Yeah.
I told you I was watching Joe Budden's thing, and there was like going to the. I don't like listening to Joe Budden. Yeah. He just shouts. I don't know. Each their own. At the end of the day, he's big for it. Like, he's big for what he does.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, actually, I was looking
at Sweetest Berry, Joe Budden.
God forbid. I was listening to. I was looking through like the charts for podcasts. He's nowhere to be seen. But I don't know. Is he on Spotify? Didn't he have like some beef with Spotify or something?
I don't know, man. All I know is about his YouTube channel.
Yeah. But Joe Rogan's podcast. Oh my god. Top in everything.
That's crazy.
Guy, everything. Comedy, education, what else? Everything. Why and how? But it makes sense. Guy, what, he's on 1,000 episodes or something crazy like that? Yeah. 1,000 episodes? You know how many weeks that is?
Yeah, that's wild. Oh, shit.
You know how many years that is?
Yeah. we just hit 100.
Yeah.
How long has it been now?
You know, almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years, yeah.
Almost 2 years.
That's crazy, man.
That's almost 20 years of podding.
Yeah, that's wild.
No wonder.
Yeah. Once again, back to what we were saying, bro.
Well, then again, it's also like when you're looking at people like, for example, Shits and Gigs, bro, they're on the charts, and they only started 4 years ago. So it's
those guys
obviously
are flying, man.
Not to compare, but at the same time, you can see that these people have found something special. Like anything in life is either you're special or you work.
Yep. No two ways about it.
No two
it's
ways
one or the other, man.
No, man. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe. Subscribe, man. We're almost there. Almost at 1,000. We're starting to work on this. What do you call it? The live show.
Live show. Yeah, I got asked about it actually.
The merch is incoming.
Everything's on the way, man. Everything's on the way.
It's on the way, man.
It's
just all down to you guys. Yeah, it's all down to you guys. But yeah, man. If you enjoyed this episode, press like. All of that. All the good stuff. BlackerTheBerry.
Sweetest the juice.
So.